Liam Carter had always been fascinated by the stars. Since he was a child, he dreamed of visiting places that no human had ever seen. Now, after years of training and preparation, he was finally on a spaceship bound for Zithra, a planet recently discovered in a distant galaxy. The planet's reports described glowing forests, floating rivers, and intelligent alien life. Liam's heart raced with excitement and nervousness at the same time. When the spaceship entered Zithra's atmosphere, the view from the window took his breath away. The ground shimmered with shades of blue, green, and purple, as if the entire planet was alive with light. Strange shapes moved in the forests below, creatures he had never imagined in his wildest dreams. He tried to record everything, but no camera could capture the beauty he saw. The colors seemed to dance in ways that only his eyes could truly feel. As the spaceship landed on a smooth, silver platform, Liam noticed a figure waiting for him. The alien nurse, as the team had described in reports, was taller than a human, with a slender frame and gentle movements. Her skin glowed faintly in soft shades of gold, and her eyes were deep and reflective like polished gems. Despite her unusual appearance, Liam felt a strange sense of calm in her presence. "Welcome, Liam Carter," she said in a melodic voice. "I am Zyra. You are safe here." Her words were soothing, but Liam felt a flicker of unease. Everything about Zithra was beautiful, but also unfamiliar. He had trained for months to prepare for alien environments, but nothing could fully prepare a person for the first encounter with a being so unlike humans. Zyra guided him through corridors that glowed softly from walls covered in living plants. The air smelled fresh and sweet, like a mixture of flowers and rain. Liam noticed creatures moving quietly around the facility, tending to the plants and equipment, communicating in ways he could not understand. He realized that Zithra was alive in more ways than he had ever imagined. "You will need an adjustment," Zyra said as she led him into a clean, bright room. "The atmosphere here is slightly different from Earth's. Your body must adapt to it for your safety and comfort." Liam nodded, trusting her expertise. He had expected some form of medical procedure, but the calmness in her voice and the gentle way she moved made him feel less anxious. She gestured for him to sit on a soft chair, and he obeyed. Zyra prepared a small, glowing syringe. Its liquid shimmered like liquid starlight. Liam felt a twinge of curiosity. "What is this?" he asked. "It is a simple adjustment," she replied, smiling gently. "It will help your senses adapt to Zithra. Nothing harmful." He hesitated for a moment. He was trained to question everything, but something in her tone made him believe her. With a deep breath, he extended his arm. The syringe touched his skin and a small pinch followed. Almost immediately, he felt warmth spreading through his body, like sunlight traveling under his skin. At first, it was pleasant. Colors seemed brighter. The hum of the facility seemed fuller, almost musical. But then Liam noticed something strange. He could hear the softest whisper of the plants, the gentle footsteps of creatures far away, even the subtle rhythm of the air around him. His mind struggled to process everything at once. Zyra watched him carefully, her glowing eyes reflecting concern and curiosity at the same time. "This is normal," she said softly. "Do not be afraid. You are changing, yes, but it is for the better." Liam wanted to speak, but the words felt heavy in his throat. He tried to move, but the room seemed unusually still. Then he noticed Zyra gently pressing a small panel on the wall. With a soft click, the door locked. "No one will understand this," she said quietly, turning her gaze toward him. Her voice was calm, but there was something in it that made Liam's heart skip. "It is a gift and also a responsibility. You are the first human to experience this fully." Fear and curiosity battled inside him. He wanted to ask questions, but every thought seemed connected to new sensations he could not describe. He realized that this moment would change him, whether he liked it or not. The world outside the room, his home on Earth, his old life, all seemed distant and small compared to the reality he was now part of. For the first time, Liam understood that Zithra was more than a planet. It was alive and it was aware. And somehow, through Zyra's careful hands and the strange glowing liquid, he was becoming a part of it. The thought both thrilled and unnerved him. As he sat there, feeling the world in ways he had never imagined, Liam knew that his journey on Zithra was only beginning. He could not see the future, but he sensed that what lay ahead would challenge him, teach him, and perhaps transform him into something greater than human alone. And so, the door remained locked. The light shimmered softly, and Liam felt the first real pulse of Zithra moving through him, a pulse that promised adventure, wonder, and mysteries no human had ever understood. Liam sat in the softly glowing room, still feeling the warmth from the injection spreading through his body. The colors around him seemed sharper, more vivid. Even the faint shimmer of Zithra's walls caught his attention like he had never noticed before. Every small sound, from the soft hum of the facility to the rustle of plants, felt amplified. It was overwhelming but also strangely beautiful. Zira moved around the room with gentle precision, checking instruments Liam had never seen. Her glowing eyes flicked to him occasionally, calm and observant. Liam wanted to speak, to ask what was happening to him, but his thoughts felt tangled. Words didn't come easily. Instead, he noticed the world in a new way. The light wasn't just light, it had texture. The air wasn't just air, it carried a melody. Even the floor beneath his feet seemed alive, pulsing with energy he could feel through his body. "This is how you will begin to understand Zithra," Zyra said quietly. Her voice seemed to resonate inside his mind, not just through his ears. "Not all humans will ever feel this. You're the first to experience it fully." Liam tried to focus, to understand her words, but a strange dizziness came over him. His senses were too sharp. Every sound, every color, every movement was overwhelming. He closed his eyes for a moment, breathing slowly. When he opened them again, he saw small, glowing shapes moving across the walls. They were like little threads of light, weaving in patterns he could almost recognize. He realized with amazement that these were Zithra's energy currents, visible only to him now. "You can see it," Zyra said softly. "You can feel the life of this world. It is not something to fear. It is a gift." Liam's heart raced. A gift! The warmth in his body, the strange visions, the new awareness, it was all too much, yet he couldn't help feeling wonder. He watched the currents swirl like living ribbons, following patterns he didn't fully understand but somehow recognized. It was as if Zithra itself was alive, aware, and reaching out to him. Then, something moved in the corner of the room. A small creature no bigger than a cat emerged from the shadows. Its skin shimmered like liquid silver, and it had soft, glowing eyes. Liam could feel its curiosity, its cautious friendliness. The creature approached slowly, sniffing the air near him. He realized he could feel its thoughts, its emotions, without a word being spoken. "This is normal," Zyra said with a reassuring smile. "You are beginning to connect with Zithra in ways humans cannot usually imagine. You can feel, hear, and see more because you are ready to adapt." Liam reached out slowly, and the creature nuzzled his hand. A warmth spread through him, not from the injection but from the connection he felt with the living being. He understood in a way that went beyond words that Zithra's life was not separate from him. It was connected. The realization both thrilled and frightened him. Time passed in a way Liam couldn't measure. Minutes, hours, or even seconds, it all blurred together. Every moment brought new sensations. Whispers of the plants, distant movements of unseen creatures, even a faint rhythm that felt like the heartbeat of the planet itself. He could feel Zithra watching him, learning him, and somehow teaching him. Zyra remained close, her presence steady and comforting. "The injection was not medicine," she explained. "It was a key to see, feel, and understand the world as it truly is. Few humans have ever been ready for this." Liam wanted to ask why him, why now, but his thoughts seemed small compared to the vast awareness filling him. Instead, he focused on breathing, on feeling, on letting the sensations wash over him. Every sound, every color, every movement was a lesson. He could sense the patterns of life on Zithra, how everything was connected, how even the smallest creature mattered in ways he could never have imagined. Suddenly, the room shifted slightly. The walls seemed to ripple like liquid, and Liam felt a strange pull in his mind. He realized he could almost understand the plant life, their slow, gentle communication. He could sense their growth, their needs, their subtle movements. It was astonishing. Humans could not usually perceive such things, yet here he was experiencing it firsthand. Zyra watched silently. "It will take time," she said. "Do not rush. You must learn to understand without fear. This is the first step. Soon you will see even more, feel even more. You must trust yourself and trust Zithra." Liam nodded, though he was not sure he fully understood. Still, he felt a strange sense of purpose. Something had shifted in him. He was no longer just a visitor. He was part of this world, even in a small way. The thought was both frightening and exhilarating. As the light in the room shifted and danced across the walls, Liam realized he had changed. He did not yet know the full extent of what the injection had done, but one thing was certain: his life, and perhaps even humanity itself, would never be the same again. He took a deep breath and looked at Zira. She smiled, a small gesture that felt full of meaning. For the first time, Liam felt ready to face the mysteries of Zithara, to understand its gifts, and to discover what it truly meant to be human in a universe far larger and more wondrous than he had ever imagined. Liam slowly began to realize that the changes inside him were more than physical. The warmth from the injection had settled into a steady rhythm, like a gentle heartbeat that pulsed through his veins. It was subtle, yet it made him feel connected to everything around him. The glowing walls, the soft hum of the facility, and even the small silver creature that still lingered near his feet. Every sound, every movement felt meaningful, as if Zithara itself was communicating with him. Zira moved quietly across the room, her hands brushing over the glowing instruments. Liam watched her carefully, wondering how she could remain so calm while he felt everything in such an intense way. He wanted to speak, to ask questions, but he realized that ordinary words could not capture what he was experiencing. Instead, he focused on feeling, on noticing the small rhythms and patterns that seemed to surround him. He began to notice the creatures outside the room. Tiny shapes flitted through the soft light, some barely visible, yet he could sense their presence. Each movement carried information: where they were going, what they were doing, even their emotions. Liam marveled at this new ability. He had always thought humans were observers, but now he realized that perhaps he could participate, understand, and connect in ways that no human had before. "You are ready to explore further," Zira said softly, as if reading his thoughts. "The world outside will teach you much more than this room ever could. But first you must understand yourself." Liam nodded, though he was unsure what she meant. She gestured to the small silver creature, which looked at him with its glowing eyes as if encouraging him to follow. He stood, his body feeling lighter than usual, almost as if the gravity around him had softened. With careful steps he moved toward the door, noticing for the first time that his senses were sharper than ever. He could feel the floor beneath him with an almost magical clarity, each vibration telling a story about the world around him. As he stepped outside the room, Liam gasped. The corridor was unlike anything he had ever seen. The walls pulsed softly with light, and the air seemed alive, carrying the faint sound of movement and whispers. Plants lined the walls, their leaves glowing in patterns that shifted like living art. Small creatures moved through the space, their curiosity evident but gentle. Liam realized that every part of Zithara was connected, and now he could perceive the connections as if they were part of him. Zira followed silently, her glowing eyes scanning the space. "This is only the beginning," she said. "You will learn to sense the energy of life, to understand its patterns and to feel its harmony. Humans rarely experience this fully. You have been given a gift." Liam felt both pride and awe. It was incredible to think that a human could perceive the world in this way. Yet a part of him still wondered if he was ready for it. The sensations were beautiful, but they were also overwhelming. Colors, sounds, movements, all of them seemed alive and speaking to him, and he was unsure if he could process it all. He paused near a cluster of glowing plants and reached out slowly. The plants seemed to respond, their light brightening as if acknowledging his presence. Liam realized he could feel their growth, their life force, even without touching them. He marveled at the thought that an entire planet could be alive in ways humans had never imagined. The silver creature ran ahead, leading him to a small chamber filled with strange devices and glowing panels. Liam noticed that the walls here were smoother, and the light seemed more intense yet comforting. It was as if the room itself was alive, ready to teach him something important. Zira gestured for him to sit on a softly glowing platform. "This will help you focus," she said. "You must learn to connect your mind with Zithara. Your senses will continue to expand, and your understanding will grow. But you must remain patient and calm." Liam closed his eyes and concentrated. Slowly he began to feel a rhythm beneath his skin, like the heartbeat of the planet itself. Every pulse carried information: the movement of creatures, the growth of plants, even the flow of energy through the air. He realized that he could understand the world not through language but through feeling. It was a strange, almost magical experience. Minutes passed, though Liam could not be certain of the time. The connection deepened and he felt a sense of peace unlike anything he had known. He understood that Zithra was teaching him patience, awareness, and harmony. It was a lesson humans rarely received, yet it was exactly what he needed. When he opened his eyes, Zira was watching him with a calm smile. "You are learning quickly," she said. "Soon you will be able to move freely among the life here and understand it as part of yourself. The world will speak to you and you will respond. This is the first step towards something extraordinary." Liam nodded, a sense of determination rising within him. He could feel the gift of Zithra spreading through him, teaching him not only about the planet but about himself. The warmth, the light, the sounds, they were all part of a larger pattern he was only beginning to understand. And for the first time he realized that being human did not limit him. It could be the key to connecting with worlds far beyond anything he had imagined. As he stood and followed Zira deeper into the glowing corridors, Liam felt a mixture of excitement and wonder. His senses were alive, his mind was open, and a new journey had begun, one that would challenge him, teach him, and perhaps transform him into something greater than he had ever thought possible. As Liam followed Zira deeper into the glowing corridors, he felt a strange mixture of excitement and nervousness. Every step seemed to carry him closer to the unknown, yet he trusted the alien nurse completely. She moved with calm assurance, her glowing eyes always attentive to his reactions. The deeper they went, the more Liam realized that Zithra itself seemed to guide them, as if the planet knew he was coming and wanted him to understand its secrets. They arrived at a large chamber filled with soft, flowing light. The walls shimmered like liquid crystal, and the floor seemed to pulse gently beneath his feet. Liam noticed several devices scattered around, each glowing softly. One of them looked like a small transparent cube, inside of which faint images shifted and moved. Curiosity made him step closer, but Zira gently stopped him. "This is not a toy," she said. "It will help you see what others cannot. But you must be ready. What you experience here will be unlike anything you have known." Liam nodded. He had already felt changes in his senses, but he did not yet understand the full extent of them. He took a deep breath and focused on the cube. As he looked, the images inside began to move more clearly. He saw humans, other explorers perhaps, interacting with Zithra. Their expressions were filled with wonder, but he noticed something unusual. Their bodies were beginning to shimmer with light, just as his senses were beginning to feel. "What is this?" he asked, astonished. "These are memories," Zira said. "Not just events, but the emotions, thoughts, and perceptions of those who came before you. Few humans have ever experienced this fully, and most could not understand it." Liam leaned closer, and the cube seemed to respond to him. The images became brighter, and he could almost feel the thoughts of the humans inside. They were struggling at first, confused by the changes, just as he had been. But slowly they adapted. They learned to see the connections between all living things on Zithra, to feel the rhythm of the planet, and to understand its harmony. He realized that the injection Zira had given him was not medicine, but a key. It had unlocked abilities within him to perceive Zithra in ways humans never could. The thought was overwhelming. He had come to Zithra expecting adventure, perhaps a scientific discovery. Instead, he was experiencing something far greater, a deep connection with an entire living world. "You see, Liam," Zira said softly, "this is why I said no one will understand. The experiences you will have are beyond ordinary explanation. Humans are not ready to describe them. They can feel, yes, but understanding requires something more." Liam nodded slowly. He could feel the truth of her words. Even if he tried to explain what he was feeling, no one on Earth would fully comprehend it. And yet he knew it was important. This knowledge, this connection, was a gift. And with it came responsibility. The cube's images shifted again, showing scenes of humans interacting with the strange creatures and plants of Zithra. Liam watched as they moved through the glowing forests, touching leaves and feeling the life flowing through the planet. He could sense their joy, their confusion, and their gradual understanding. For the first time, he realized that humans had something special, the ability to feel deeply, to imagine, and to learn in ways that even the most advanced alien species could admire. Zira's voice brought him back to the present. "You are ready to begin your own journey. The planet will speak to you and you will respond. But remember, patience is essential. Do not rush. You must let Zithra guide you." Liam felt a thrill of anticipation. He had already begun to perceive things that no human had ever seen, yet he knew there was much more to learn. He stepped away from the cube and looked around the chamber. The devices, the glowing walls, the soft pulsing floor, they all seemed alive. It was as if the room itself was waiting for him to take the next step. He walked toward a set of double doors at the far end of the chamber. The silver creature ran ahead, leading the way. As Liam passed through, he felt a rush of new sensations. Colors shimmered brighter, sounds became clearer, and he felt the subtle vibrations of life all around him. The world was alive in a way he had never imagined, and he could feel himself becoming a part of it. Zira followed, her presence a calm anchor in the flood of new sensations. "You will see things that are difficult to describe," she said. "But you will understand. You will feel the harmony of Zithra, and in doing so, you will discover something remarkable about yourself and your people." Liam's heart pounded with excitement. He had come to Zithera expecting to explore a strange new world. Instead, he was becoming part of it. He realized that humans had a unique gift, an ability to imagine, to feel, and to connect. Even advanced alien civilizations could not fully replicate it. Perhaps this was why Zira had said no one would understand. Humans were rare, special, and capable of things even Zithera itself could not predict. As they continued deeper into the glowing corridors, Liam felt a new sense of purpose. He had been given a gift, a connection to a world beyond comprehension, and with it came responsibility. He did not yet know the full extent of the journey ahead, but he felt ready. The mysteries of Zithera were vast, but he knew he could face them, and in doing so, perhaps discover something extraordinary about himself and humanity. Liam stepped further into Zithera, feeling a mixture of excitement and caution. Every step brought new sensations. The floor beneath him seemed to pulse gently, as if it was alive and aware of his presence. Colors shifted around him, brighter and softer at the same time, and he could hear faint whispers in the air, soft melodic sounds that seemed to carry meaning. He realized that Zithera was not just a planet but a living, breathing entity, and somehow, through the injection and Zyra's guidance, he could feel it. Zira moved beside him, her glowing eyes scanning the surroundings. "You are ready," she said softly. "The planet will speak to you now, and you must listen. Do not rush. Feel, observe, and respond. Zithra will guide you." Liam nodded. The words felt simple, yet their meaning was deep. He had learned that understanding this world was not about analyzing or reasoning like humans normally did. It was about sensing, connecting, and feeling the life around him. As he walked, he noticed a small cluster of plants that glowed with shifting colors. He felt a gentle pull in his mind, like an invitation. He reached out slowly. The moment his hand touched the soft leaves, warmth spread through his body, and he felt a strange but pleasant understanding. The plants were communicating, not with words, but with feelings, patterns, and energy. They seemed curious about him, and in return he responded with calm acceptance. "You are beginning to see the connections," Zira said. "Everything on Zithera is linked. Every creature, every plant, every vibration of the air is part of a larger pattern. Humans rarely perceive this." "You are unique," Liam marveled at the thought. Humans were often proud of their technology, their knowledge, and their ability to control the world around them. Yet here on Zithera it was different. Understanding came from connection, not control. Feeling, not reasoning, held the key. A soft rustling caught his attention. A group of small glowing creatures approached, moving carefully as if testing his intentions. Liam felt their curiosity and gentle caution. He smiled and extended his hand. The creatures touched him lightly, sending a wave of warmth and calm through his mind. He understood their trust, their awareness, and he felt a sense of joy unlike anything he had ever experienced. "You can feel them," Zira said. "You are learning to communicate in ways humans rarely can. This is a gift, but also a responsibility. What you feel here you must respect. Zithra is alive, and it teaches those who listen." As they continued, Liam noticed patterns in the world around him. The glowing rivers reflected the movements of the creatures, the light of the plants pulsed in harmony with the air currents, and even the faint wind carried rhythms he could sense through his body. He realized that everything was connected, and he was part of the pattern now. The silver creature that had led him before ran ahead, stopping at a small platform surrounded by glowing symbols. Liam stepped closer. As he did, the symbols began to shimmer and shift, forming shapes and images he could understand intuitively. He saw the history of Zithera, the growth of its forests, the emergence of its creatures, and the care the planet had taken in creating a balanced, harmonious world. Zira watched silently. You are beginning to understand not just the life of Zithera, but its purpose. The planet nurtures and teaches. It seeks harmony, and it allows those who are ready to learn to participate in its balance. Liam felt a deep sense of humility. Humans had explored many planets, built machines, and discovered countless facts, but few had the chance to truly connect with the life of a world like this. He understood that he was experiencing something rare, precious, and transformative. A soft vibration ran through the platform, and Liam felt an impulse to focus his mind. He concentrated, and slowly he sensed the emotions of Zithera itself, its patience, its care, and its gentle encouragement. He realized that he could contribute in small ways to the balance of this world. He could feel the growth of the plants, the movement of the creatures, and even the energy flowing through the air. You see, Zyra said quietly, humans have a gift that Zithera admires. You feel deeply, imagine freely, and adapt in ways that other beings cannot. This is why you were chosen to experience this fully. Your people have the potential to grow beyond what you know. Liam smiled, a feeling of purpose spreading through him. He understood that this was more than an adventure. It was a journey of learning, of becoming, and of discovering abilities that were part of him all along. He could see that humans had potential, not just to survive, but to thrive and connect with the universe in ways few could imagine. As the glowing chamber brightened with shifting colors and gentle light, Liam felt a new sense of courage. He was not alone. Zithera was guiding him. Zira was watching over him, and he had the ability to learn, adapt, and contribute. The planet had given him a gift, and now it was his responsibility to honor it. For the first time, Liam understood that being human did not limit him. It was his strength. His heart, imagination, and capacity to feel connected him to Zithera in a way that even the most advanced beings could admire. He felt ready to continue his journey, to explore further, and to discover the mysteries and wonders that awaited him in this extraordinary, living world. Liam had been on Zithera for several days now, though he had no real sense of time. Each moment flowed into the next, filled with new sensations, colors, and sounds he had never imagined. The warmth of the injection still pulsed gently through his body, reminding him that he was no longer an ordinary human. He had learned to feel the life around him, to connect with plants, creatures, and even the air itself. Yet he knew there was more to learn, more challenges ahead that would test his understanding and patience. Zira led him to a wide open space that seemed almost like a natural amphitheater. The floor was soft and glowing, and in the center several creatures of different shapes and sizes waited. Some shimmered like glass, others had soft flowing lights on their bodies, and all of them moved with a graceful awareness. Liam sensed a quiet expectation in the air, as if the creatures were waiting for him to show something. "This is your trial," Zyra said. Her voice was calm, but Liam could sense the seriousness behind it. "You must learn to communicate with Zithera not only through feeling, but through action. It will test your patience, empathy, and understanding. Humans rarely succeed at this on their first attempt." Liam swallowed nervously. He had learned to sense the world around him, but now he realized that sensing alone was not enough. He would have to respond, to act in harmony with Zithera, and to prove that he could adapt to the planet's rhythms. A soft hum filled the space, and a wave of energy seemed to pass through Liam. He focused, breathing slowly, feeling the connections he had already established with the plants and creatures. One by one, the creatures approached, testing his reactions. Liam moved gently, allowing himself to respond intuitively. He realized that every movement, every gesture, every thought mattered. The creatures were aware of his intentions and reacted to them instantly. At first, it was overwhelming. Liam's mind raced as he tried to keep up with the shifting patterns and energy flows. But slowly, he began to trust himself. He let go of fear and control and allowed his instincts to guide him. He felt a rhythm in Zithera, a pulse that connected all living things. By moving with it rather than against he could respond in ways that felt natural and meaningful. The trial intensified. Creatures moved faster. Patterns of light shifted unpredictably, and the energy in the space seemed to challenge him further. Liam stumbled at first, making mistakes that caused brief flickers of disappointment in the creatures. But Zira's calm presence reminded him to stay focused and patient. "Learn from the flow," she said. "Do not force understanding. Let it come to you." Liam closed his eyes for a moment and concentrated, He focused on feeling the planet beneath him, the life around him, and the energy within himself. Slowly, he began to move with confidence, responding to each pattern, each creature with precision and empathy. The creatures began to relax, their movements harmonious with his own. Liam felt a rush of satisfaction and relief. After what seemed like hours, though time was meaningless here, Liam stopped. The creatures gathered around him, their glowing forms gentle and calm. He could sense approval, respect, and a shared understanding. Zira smiled, her glowing eyes reflecting pride. "You have completed the first trial," she said softly. "You have proven that humans can connect, adapt, and learn in ways that even Zithara did not expect. You have shown patience, empathy, and courage." Liam felt a deep sense of accomplishment. He realized that the trial was not about strength or speed, but about understanding, harmony, and emotional intelligence. Humans had been underestimated by the universe, but here, he could see their unique potential. Their ability to imagine, feel deeply, and respond intuitively gave them a strength that even advanced civilizations admired. Zira guided him to a quiet corner of the space, where soft light reflected on shimmering walls. "The injection was not medicine," she said. "It was a gift. You were chosen not because of your knowledge or training, but because humans have the ability to perceive, connect, and create in ways that others cannot. You have begun to unlock that potential." Liam nodded, feeling a mix of humility and pride. He realized that his journey was far from over, but he had taken an important step. He had connected with Zithara on a level that few humans ever could. He had begun to see the harmony of life and understand that his emotions, thoughts, and actions mattered in this new world. As he looked out at the glowing expanse around him, Liam understood something profound. Humanity had a gift, an ability to feel, adapt, and grow. Technology and knowledge were valuable, but heart, empathy, and intuition were what made humans special. Zithara had shown him this truth, and he knew that carrying it back to Earth would be both a challenge and a privilege. For the first time, Liam felt ready for what lay ahead. The mysteries of Zithara were vast, but he had begun to understand his place in the living world. He could feel, respond, and contribute. And with that, he realized that humans were capable of greatness in ways that even the stars could not fully predict. Liam stood on the edge of a glowing cliff, looking out at Zithara's vast shimmering forest below. The planet stretched endlessly, alive with soft light, pulsing rivers, and creatures that moved with a harmony he had never seen before. The air was filled with quiet music, the subtle hum of life flowing in perfect balance. Liam could feel the heartbeat of the planet in his own chest, a rhythm that reminded him of everything he had learned and experienced. He thought of Earth, of his home, and the people he had left behind. They would never fully understand what he had seen, what he had felt, or the gift that Zithara had given him. And yet he knew that humans had something unique, something that mattered far beyond technology or knowledge. Humans had imagination, empathy, and the ability to connect in ways even advanced civilizations admired. Zira appeared beside him, her soft golden glow blending with the colors of the landscape. "You have learned much," she said. "You have passed the trials, felt the rhythms of Zithara, and discovered the strength that your kind carries. Now comes the moment of choice. You may remain here among us to continue your growth, or you may return to your people, carrying what you have learned even if they cannot fully understand." Liam looked at her, feeling a mixture of awe and responsibility. Staying on Zithara would be safe and extraordinary. He could explore more, learn more, and continue to grow in ways humans could never imagine. But returning to Earth had its own meaning. The knowledge he carried could inspire, even if it could not be fully explained. He could plant seeds of understanding and harmony, one small step at a time. He closed his eyes and focused on the rhythms of Zithara, feeling the life and energy flowing through him. The silver creature ran past him, brushing against his legs, and he felt its gentle encouragement. He remembered the trials, the lessons, the connection to plants, creatures, and even the air itself. He realized that the gift Zithara had given him was not just for him. It was meant to be shared, even if the world did not fully understand it. Opening his eyes, Liam made his decision. "I will return," he said softly, looking at Zira. "I will take what I have learned and use it to help my people, even if they cannot fully see or feel what I have experienced. Humans have potential, and I want to show them that we can grow, Connect and create harmony, just like Zithra has shown me. Zyra's eyes glowed brighter for a moment, a smile forming on her face. Then go, she said. Carry this knowledge with care. Teach through your actions, your choices, and your heart. The world may not understand at first, but your influence will spread quietly, shaping minds and hearts over time. Liam felt a rush of gratitude. He had been given a gift far beyond what he had imagined. Zithra had taught him to feel, to connect, and to understand in ways humans rarely experienced. He knew that even if his words failed on Earth, his actions and the way he lived would carry the essence of this planet. He had become a bridge between two worlds. The silver creature nuzzled his hand one last time, and Liam felt its farewell. Zira stepped back, her presence calm and steady. Liam walked toward the landing platform where his spaceship waited. As he stepped inside, he looked out one last time at the glowing forests, the rivers of light, and the creatures moving gracefully through the world he had come to love. He felt a deep connection, not just to Zithra, but to all life in the universe. The spaceship lifted off, and Liam watched as Zithra grew smaller beneath him. Colors shimmered, rhythms pulsed, and he could still feel the heartbeat of the planet in his chest. He smiled, knowing that he carried a gift that no one could take away. Even if humans could not fully understand, the knowledge and the connection he had gained would guide him forever. As the stars stretched out before him, Liam thought about the future. He would return to Earth, but he would not be the same man who had left. His mind was sharper, his heart more aware, and his spirit connected to something far greater than himself. He would act with patience, empathy, and creativity, sharing the lessons of Zithra in small, meaningful ways. And he understood something profound. Humans had a rare strength. Not the strength of machines or weapons, but the strength to imagine, to feel deeply, and to act with purpose. Zithra had shown him what was possible, and now it was his responsibility to show it to his people. Even if they could not fully understand, they could begin to learn. As the spaceship drifted into the endless sky, Liam felt peace and excitement at the same time. His journey on Zithra had ended, but a new journey had begun, the journey of carrying hope, knowledge, and connection back to Earth. The lessons of a living, breathing planet would guide him, inspire him, and perhaps in time, help humanity become a little closer to the harmony he had experienced. Liam leaned back in his seat, feeling the gentle rhythm of Zithra still pulsing through him. He knew that the adventure had changed him forever, and he smiled, ready to face the future with courage, heart, and the extraordinary gift of connection that only humans, and he, could carry.